What's happening, people? Welcome to today's edition of Solutions Everyday Live. I want to tackle a really big question today, and that is, does solution-focused brief therapy work with all of your clients? Like, does solution-focused brief therapy actually work with each and every one of your clients? And in fact, I'm going to go a bit deeper and talk about how solution-focused brief therapy works with each and every one of your clients. So those of you like me, I was trained in something other than solution-focused brief therapy when I entered into this field. The first model I was kind of charged with using was cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, as it's known. Now, when you're working with a problem-focused approach, you tend to try to tailor your practice, tailor what you're doing with your clients based upon what kind of client it is. So the first task you have when you're doing a more traditional type of therapy is to figure out what type of client it is. Like, is this a depressed client? Because if it's a depressed client, then I go into my toolbox and I use this thing with depressed clients. Or if it's a person struggling with addiction, then I go into my toolbox and I do this with people struggling with addictions. Or if it's someone with anxiety, then I do this. So you try to strategize around the problem. Now, people get offended sometimes when I say that solution-focused brief therapy works with each and every client, because what they're using that level of thinking, and they're like, no approach works with all clients. And I would argue with that, and here's what I would say in response to that. Like, in a way, I do solution-focused brief therapy with each and every client, but it's tailored to each and every client's language differently. So instead of shifting what I do based upon the type of client that I have, I shift my language based upon the person that I'm seeing. So that's how solution-focused brief therapy is the same process with each and every client, because it's the same process, but different language and different words because it's a different person. So I want you guys to truly understand that this approach really does work with all of your clients, but it's because we tailor our language based upon the client we are seeing, the actual person, not the type of client we are seeing. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that differentiation kind of helps you. I think so often people just have a hard time believing that solution-focused brief therapy really can be effective with each of our clients. And working this way is so different that I think people struggle to believe that it works. And we apply the old thinking, which is that like toolbox mentality, into this approach. And this approach is not associated with that toolbox mentality. This approach is highly linguistic. So, do I use the same strategies with each one of my clients? No, I use the same process, but the language is different. And to use an analogy, those of you out there who are parents, you have to parent each of your children differently because their personalities demand that be so. But are you the same, are you using the same parental philosophy? Of course you are. Are you the same parent? Of course you are. But you have to talk to your youngest child differently than you talk to your oldest child because their personalities are just different. And in solution-focused brief therapy, it's the same. Like, I'm the same therapist, and what I do is the same. But because each client is a different human being, I have to talk to them differently. So my language is different. And the language each one of my clients uses is differently. And that's going to facilitate that I use different language. So anyway, I hope this answers this question. Thank you guys for watching this edition of my video series, Solutions Every Day. Love y'all. See you in the next video.